Okay, good morning. And thank you for coming to celebrate the signing of the Hall Mountain Tract by the Eastern Band of Cherokee and the Land Trust for the Little Tennessee River. If I could just get everyone to come over here to the front. While everybody's repositioning, my name is J.D. Arch. I am an intern with the Tribal Commerce Division. The Hall Mountain Tract is the viewshed of the historic Cowee Mound, which is the site behind us. The Cowee Mound was the largest, busiest diplomatic and commercial center for the Cherokee people and all Native people on the East Coast. We are joined by various people from near and far that were key in making this day possible. The project, a partnership between the Land Trust for the Little Tennessee, the Wilderness Society, and the Eastern Band of Cherokee, is among the first to receive a grant from the newly founded Community Forest and Open Space Conservation Program, one of just 10 recipients nationwide and one of only 2 in the Southeast to receive funding. To start this event today, Jerry Wolf, the beloved man of the Eastern Cherokee, he is going to offer a prayer to start this historic occasion.
Thank you. It's good to be here, and I hope everyone is enjoying themselves. The weather is just about right. And I'm going to do a smudging, cleansing, the cleansing of the mountains, and the cleansing of Mother Earth, and the heavens, and the Great Spirit. And our grandpas and grandmas had many, many ways of praying. They did it by dancing, by singing, by the beat of the drum, the sound carries up. And whatever's on your mind when you're beating that drum, the sound takes the message up to the Creator. So let's all stand and face the way I'm facing. The east. That's the east. So what it is, we wand the feather and we're cleansing the mountains. All right, here we go. And 7 times we use this, we wand it. Okay, let's turn 90 degrees to the right. We're facing the south. We'll be facing the south where the warmth comes from. All right? Now let's turn 90 degrees and face the west where the darkness, the end of the day comes. Okay, let's turn around 90 degrees and face the north, where the coldness comes from, the coolness. Let's face back to the east again, and we have 7 points in Cherokee. Our Cherokee people have always counted 7 points instead of the 4 cardinal points. So the next point is Mother Earth, where all things are created. All things come from the Mother Earth. Let's face Mother Earth. Next, look up into the sky to the heavens, where our heavenly home will be someday. Now we look dead ahead. The Great Spirit. The Great Spirit is ahead of us. And also, the fire represents the Great Spirit also. So, dead ahead. Okay, the last part of this is Swatini says the Yehovah Elohika Israel Chiwanika Liyuaya Shavaniki Nigo Hila Sistelistes Tiyoko Nego Hila, Sistelistes Tiyoko. Thank you. You may be seated.
Thank you, sir. Next, Mr. Paul Carson, the Executive Director for the Land Trust for the Little Tennessee, which he founded in 1997. Since its inception, the Land Trust has directly conserved or partnered to conserve over 21,000 acres, including collaborating with the Eastern Band of Cherokee to conserve the Cowee Mounds and the whole mountain tract that overlooks the mounds. Please welcome Mr. Carson.
Cowee. Chief Hicks, it's a great pleasure to reconvene as we did here in the heart of Cowee 6 years ago, and then to celebrate the return of the Cowee Mound, the Eastern Band of Cherokee. Thank you. LTLT, the Land Trust for Rural Tennessee. LTLT has deep roots in Cowee. We first started organizing this community 20 years ago. I'd like to recognize those members of our 15-member board of directors who are here. If they'd raise their hand, please. Probably back in that direction. And particularly the chairman of our board, Ken Murphy. The board has been guiding us for 8 years as we've been thinking about how to conserve Hall Mountain. And also, I'd like to recognize, if you could raise your hands, the members of our staff who are here, who, particularly the woman in the blue shirt back there, Sharon Taylor, Sharon Faust Taylor. Sharon, for 8 years, has worked doggedly to ensure the permanent conservation of 108 acres in the top of Hall Mountain, which you can see actually through this gap overlooking the Cowee Mountain. I don't know if our County Commissioner Jimmy Tate is here, but I'd like to recognize Macon County for their investment in revitalizing the historic Cowee School 1 mile to our east, which is part of the largest historic district in the western part of our state. Cowee lies at the center of an extraordinary historic and geographic crossroads. The Little Tennessee River, which flows from south to north through Cowee, is an ancient pathway through these mountains. Today, the clean water and the abundant and rare aquatic life in the Little Tennessee make it the Noah's Ark of the Southern Blue Ridge. In the last decade, 35 miles of the river has been conserved, and for this we are thankful. From the west, the crest of the Nantahala Mountains, to the east, the crest of the Cowee Mountains. Waters and ridge tops and forested mountains have been conserved over the last century in our great national forest system, and for this we are thankful. Together we have conserved ancient sites like Cowee, Hall Mountain. We have conserved historic buildings, in West Mill. We have conserved riverfront, we've conserved farmland, we've conserved headwater forests. So it's fitting that we come together today to celebrate the conservation and establishment of the first community forest in the Southern Mountains. I wish to thank the Eastern Band of Cherokee for your significant investment in your ancient land and in this important community project. And I wish to thank the U.S. Forest Service for your significant supporting investment in establishing this community forest. For LTLT, it is an honor to work with Cherokee, the first people of Cowee. For LTLT, it's an honor to work with our neighbors and friends of the Cowee community who care deeply for this place. And for LTLT, it's an honor to work with the Forest Service, who are the caretakers of our mountain forest. And it's been a great pleasure to work with our conservation partners, the Wilderness Society and Mr. Mike Leonard, without whom this conservation project would not have been completed. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Carlson. Next, Mr. Michael Leonard, Vice Chairman of the Conservation Fund. Michael Leonard is the Vice Chairman of the Conservation Fund, a national conservation organization. Mr. Leonard is one of our region's most important environmentalists and has been invaluable in helping bring funds from Mr. Fred Stenback into the Hall Mountain Project, as well as many other conservation projects in this area. Please welcome Mr. Leonard.
Thank you very much. It's a great honor to be here. Again, my name is Mike Leonard. I'm Vice Chairman of the Conservation Fund, which is based in Washington, D.C. I don't get paid for it. This is all volunteer work. I get paid for being a lawyer in a law firm in Winston-Salem. So anyway, it is a great honor to be here. Specifically, I work with Paul and the Land Trust of Middle Tennessee to work with a very, very generous man, Fred Stenback, and his wife, who put in 50% of the money to originally buy the Hall Mountain tract. And it made it possible for the Land Trust to buy it and hold it until this transaction could be worked out with the Cherokee. So it is a great honor to be here. The Conservation Fund has also, in Georgia, donated, and Mr. Stenback was involved in this, like we provided the money to buy 26 acres that are immediately adjacent to the Chief Van House outside of Chatsworth, which is where one of the Cherokee chiefs, he was living there at the time of the removal. In a greater sense, it is a great honor to be involved here in something that I consider to be sort of an overall cosmic justice event. Let's face it, and I've realized this, I'm quite a student of history, and the church I go to, Bethania Moravian Church in Winston-Salem, there are records in the church about how there were teachers who were teaching at Spring Place down in Chatsworth when the removal took place, and those records talk about how violent men came in on Christmas Eve while they were having a love feast with rifles and guns and threatened these teachers and the children on Christmas Eve as the removal started. And I'll say this because I'm a private citizen and I can say that was nothing but theft of land sanctioned by the government many years ago. It was nothing but theft of land from people who, frankly, if you've been to the Chief Van House, it is a magnificent house, He was living in a house that was far more civilized, in a Western sense even, than the houses of the people who undoubtedly took his land. And it was basically a wealth grab. That's what it was. It may have been dressed up as other things, but it was not. So I am very moved by this. I am truly moved to be able to be part of something that goes a little way to correcting a great injustice. And I'm very proud that Mr. Standback was able to help, and I'm very honored and humbled to be here. Thank you.
Next, Mr. Brent Martin is the Southern Appalachian Regional Director for the Wilderness Society, and as a partner has provided critical support for this project. 6 years ago, the Wilderness Society helped identify this opportunity and build collaboration among key Washington, D.C. leadership for the creation of the Community Forestry Program. They followed the federal funding process, built awareness, and advocated for this project, provided technical assistance, and played a major role in assembling the final grant proposal. Please welcome Mr. Martin.
Well, like Mike, I'm incredibly humbled to be here today, and I want to thank everyone that's here that had something to do with making this happen. I particularly want to thank Jill Goddessman, wherever she is, who's my colleague, who put an unbelievable amount of hours into this. Really just went beyond the call of duty, helping it happen. Tom Hadley is here, Tommy Cade, Eastern Band, James Bird, Mike Murphy from Region 8 is here, and Scott Stewart from DC office is also here, who has provided a lot of Forest Service leadership in helping to shepherd this thing across the finish line. It was not always an easy path. There were times when it looked like this pot of money might evaporate. It's a funding source that was created out of the last Farm Bill and has a relatively uncertain future today. So we accomplished this against some often incredible odds and with a whole lot of perseverance. I also want to just say, much like Mike, it's great to be part of history in the making and seeing a great rectification happen here today, and to live here, to live in this community, and to live in a community where we really care about a place, we care about keeping this place whole, keeping it intact, and that will continue on to keep it like this. So I'll close just by quoting one of the founders of the Wilderness Society, Aldo Leopold, who said back in 1935, when our organization started, that a thing is right when it tends to preserve the integrity, stability, and beauty of the biotic community. It is wrong when it tends otherwise. Leopold included people and culture as part of that biotic community, and I feel a great pride knowing that we're keeping that faith today and doing the right thing.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. Next, Mr. James Hubbard. He is the Deputy Chief of the United States Forest Service and oversees the state and private forestry programs, and was instrumental in approving the Community Forest and Open Space Program funding for the Hall Mountain Project from U.S. Forestry Program. Excuse me, U.S. Forest Service.
Thank you very much. I'm pleased to be here. I don't have a lot to tell you that you haven't already heard or don't already know. But I enjoy looking out at this crowd. And the Forest Service has been in the legacy business for over 20 years. And we've never quite come up with an approach that works for tribal lands until now. And you aren't just among the first, you are the first. And I'm really here to say congratulations to you on not just achieving that, but the way you did it. The partners that you brought together, the approach that you took. You sent a delegation to Washington, D.C. that I spent some time with, and I couldn't have been more impressed. So you did, as far as I'm concerned, everything right in putting this project together and carrying it out. So much so that even though there are some challenges in how the federal government does business and tries to help, I think you set an example that other tribes are going to benefit from and probably open the door that will make a huge difference across the country in what we're able to do with the amount that we contribute. So I wanted to tell you, nice job. It was really the way to go about things. You did it right, and I'm glad it succeeded the way it did, and congratulations to you.
Thank you, Mr. Harvard. The Cherokees have been doing a lot with the forestry program. One of the things we did earlier this year was plant some red oak trees in the tribal preserve area. And that was a joint effort between the Eastern Band of Cherokee and 7 counties of forestry programs. So we're building that relationship more and more. On your program you have Elizabeth Agpaoa, the Southern Regional Forester. She's feeling ill today. So Mr. Arney, Ken Arney, is the Deputy Regional Forester for State and Private Forestry over Community Forest Program. The Community Forest Program is what we use to actually leverage the deal for this tract. He has 14 national forests in the Southeast program, or in the Southeast area, and his office oversees that. So, Mr. Arney.
Thank you, JD, and thank you, Chief Hicks, for having us here today to celebrate this event. There are a lot of people in the Forest Service behind the scenes that do the bulk of the work to make these kind of projects happen. Brent mentioned Scott Stewart, our National Program Director for the Community Forestry Program, as well as Mike Murphy, our Regional Coordinator for the Community Forestry Program. Our southern region includes 13 southeastern states. We also have other leadership in the Forest Service here, and I want to recognize some of those folks. I know Rob Daldrick, our Station Director for the Southern Research Station, headquartered in Asheville, North Carolina, is here. Mike Wilkins, the local ranger for the National Forest of North Carolina, is present. Rodney Snedeker, the forest archaeologist for the National Forest Archaeologist and Tribal Relations Coordinator, is here, as well as Brian Townsend, the Regional Tribal Coordinator, is present. So thank all of you behind the scenes for the work that you've done to make an important project like this happen. The Forest Service, a couple of years ago, came out with a report on southern forest futures. We know that forests are threatened from a lot of things, not only insect and fire, but change in land use and things that could take special places and put them into other uses. It's important to have programs like the Community Forestry Program, like the Forest Legacy Program, that identifies these special places and ensures their conservation for future generations. So it's an honor to be here, to be a part of this, and to take the next step in saving and protecting these critical lands. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Arney. If you'll notice over here to the right, behind you, you might have seen it as you came in where you get your programs, there's an information booth. And at this booth, there's a survey there, or a comment section, where you can provide comments about this event. This is the first time we've ever held anything like this, so any comments would help us in doing future events as well. There's also an email list sign up there, so if you'd like to put your email down to have notice of future events that we're going to be having. I see a lot of good things that's going to be coming from all these different partnerships, as you heard different people speaking. Next, we've already recognized a lot of different people here, so I'd like to recognize Miss Beverly Elliott. She is the representative for Congressman Mark Meadows, our congressman for the 11th District. And Mr. Arney has already recognized Mr. Stewart, who is the Washington National Community Project Manager.
We have Senator Hagan's representative as well.
Freddie Harrell.
Freddie Harrell, the Senator Hagan's representative. Okay, next it gives me great honor and a privilege to introduce the leaders of my people. Vice Chief of the Eastern Band of Cherokee, Mr. Larry Bly.
Good morning. You know, I don't have any prepared remarks. I just sort of off from my heart. It's an honor for me to stand here before you as your Vice Chief this morning, and it's an honor to represent the Eastern Band of Cherokees in this event. You know, driving in from Robbinsville way this morning, and a lot of the sites that are along that way with so valuable a historical record that, you know, you think about 500 years ago, the Soto came through, and this was one of the areas on the maps that he pointed out, as well as Kadua, as well as several of the other sites that we've identified. And as we've gone forward, trying to reclaim those sites. And we're very fortunate people. We're very fortunate that we have the resources we need to partnership to make things like this happen. This is who we are. You can almost imagine, you know, the sounds 500 years ago, 1,000 years ago. Our people were living and thriving here, which gives us the opportunity to live and thrive where we live in Cherokee, Snowbird, Cherokee County. And you build on those that come before you. And I think, it's just awesome when you think about where we were, the removal time, where we're at today. It's just an amazing history that we have. This is a piece of our history, a piece that hopefully forever will be maintained properly. We appreciate the partners that have stepped up to help us make this a reality. We can't do it alone. Some of the partners, and I'm not going to digress too much, but we've been on the opposite ends of some issues sometimes. But that's okay. Different partners have their missions that they want to accomplish. The Eastern Band has missions that we want to accomplish also. We're here, we're in this region. We're going to keep pushing to locate and hopefully reclaim those sites that make us who we are today. At this time, I want to bring up my good friend and my comrade in arms, so to speak, as far as leadership of this tribe. Principal Chief Michelle Hicks and I have served together for 10 years. And during that 10 years, I think we've managed to accomplish quite a bit. But we don't do it alone. I mean, it's an effort from the community telling us the needs. It's an effort from the tribal council telling us their needs. Many, many, many of them are here today that identify these areas. And as someone said earlier, this has been a 6-year project, I believe, to get to this day. These things don't just happen overnight. But you got to be deliberate. You got to have foresight. You got to be able to stay the course, even when things get a little rocky and bumpy. You got to be able to maneuver through the financial situations that we've all seen over the past several years, and be able to look to the future. That's what it's about. Also, before I hand the mic over to our chief, I want to thank specifically Mr. Tommy Cave. Tommy is, raise your hand, Tommy. Tommy is our forest resource specialist for the tribe. And it's good for me to see the Forest Service people here. I'm an old forester myself, so it's always good to see those partnerships developing and growing. But Tommy's in charge of developing the community forest plan. And so he's got a nice bright shirt on. It'll be very hard to miss. So I welcome our tribal members to talk to Tommy about what you think should be done, not done, how well it should be taken care of on this side for the tribe for generations to come. At this time, I want to welcome Principal Chief Michelle Hicks to the microphone.
I want to welcome everybody here today. At this time, I want to ask all of our partners to come back up for service, the Conservation Fund, Wilderness Society, Tribal Council, be able to bring all the guys up. Terry here. And as Mike said, we sometimes we feel like we work alone, but when you run a nation, you're never alone. There's always prayers with you, and there's always people to support you. And I just want to again recognize these guys for the work they've done. I mean, they spent endless hours, debating on, the right thing to do. And I really appreciate the heartfelt messages this morning. You don't know how much that means to me and our people. And of course, with our tribal council here, Bill and Tony and Bee and Terry and Bo, amongst the other, there's 12 altogether. These things don't happen without, their leadership and their help. And so give all these guys a big hand. I want to also personally thank Tommy. Tommy came to my office a while back and said, Chief, this is meant to be. And it is. This is meant to be. I also want to thank one other person for being here today, Juanita. She was played a big part in the original purchase of the Cowee. And Juanita, stand up. You're recognized. As I woke up this morning, I received a message. And, that message is, Chief, there's a right thing to do. And our people are headed in a direction of rebuilding. Our people are headed in a direction of reestablishing ourselves. And, I think we can all stand here today and say we've all been blessed with good families, good communities, with our people, where we live. And I just appreciate where we're at today. I mean, 6 years ago, we worked on getting this Cowee Mound back in our hands. And that was the right thing. Sometimes, we're questioning on, how we spend and or invest money. But, when it's heartfelt, as we've heard today, there's no question about what the right thing to do is. And, it takes a lot of partners to get where we're at. But in this message, I have a burden on my heart for this community. This is not the end of the land that needs to come back to our tribe. It's not. There's a mound in this town called Nikwasi Mound that belongs to the Cherokee people. And it's not because of the issues that we've dealt with in the last couple of years. That's not the reasons. But the Lord has given us a pathway to do things right. And I know you guys have a burden on your heart too that live here in this community. I know you do. There's no question in my mind. But that mound needs to come back to our people. Amen on that? It's not about a title of ownership. That's not what it's about. It's about protection and preservation of our people. That's what it's about. And again, as Vashi pointed out, we've had some, some rubs over the last few years, the airport being one. And I had an individual, who I won't name the name, came to my office one day and said, Chief, excuse me, why are you raising such a stink about, extending an airport? I said, well, because that's very important land to our people, but more than that. I said, sir, do you have a cemetery in your backyard? Or do you have a family cemetery? He said, yes, I do. I said, how would you feel if I went and loaded my bulldozer up behind my big truck and came to your cemetery and started dozing your graves away? Tell me how you feel. Well, I wouldn't like that a bit. Nor would we. There's a right way. When we put our people to rest, it's perpetual. It's perpetual. And so our feelings about these lands are not simply about a title of a piece of land. That's not what it's about. The Lord has given us the ability to make things right. But that's not just Cherokee. That's an entire community. We have to make things right. And that's why we're here today. And again, thank everybody for coming out. Sometimes, in this position, as the Bible says, you don't always have a script. But if we listen to what we're given, there's always a script if we listen. And I appreciate everybody coming out today. God bless each one of you. And again, thank you for all that you've done to help us. I also want to just make note of one individual that's here. He's retired, but not so retired based on what his wife comments. Bill Hare, let's give him a big round of applause. He's been a player in our communities for many, many years. And, sometimes, leadership positions you feel like you're unappreciated. But you are appreciated. Appreciate all the work that you've done over the years. And I know sometimes it's very difficult, but we appreciate you. So again, God bless each one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. You'll notice next on your event is the is the signing of this document that has taken 7 years to come to. So if I could, everyone's up here?
Hey. There you go, thank you.
And they're not like mine, they're navy blue like yours. Sometimes they have navy blue. I was going to say, we wonder who's going to be serving the day. And Granny's kitchen is here. I said, do you want it? I want it, so you put it there. Wilson, I'm a plumber. Oh, everywhere. Yeah, we never do that. I actually as long
Any last photographers? Okay, thank you very much. And on the back of your program is a copy of the document they just signed, which was, this one was signed back in the 1800s. So, up next, if you'll turn around and look toward the east, I'm going to turn it over to Big Cove Council Member Bo Taylor and the Warriors of Antigadua.
He's trying to call Grandma.
Come! Short. Yeah, come on in. Get in front of this guy.
Pays to be short. It's only the only time. Oh my gosh.
Give him a round of applause. You know, I'm not going to keep everybody too long. I know everybody wants to eat, and it's hot. But I think we did forget somebody. I think we need to honor somebody. One of the reasons that we as Warriors of Antigadua would do the things we do is for our young people, for our young kids. But it's also for those old ones. You know, our elders mean everything to us. You know, I think I've always said that our tribe treats our elders better than any place in the world. So I want to give our elders a round of applause that have come to be with us. Thank you. I also want to, let you know, it's like, we as Warriors of Antigadua, we take this very serious. You know, as those titles that we carry the title of ambassador. Just like that old man that was at the beginning, Jerry Wolf, he's our beloved man. I take those terms serious because we are Indian people. And we dress in the old way. You know, you might see me in a suit and tie one day, and you'll see me in a breechcloth the next day. But one thing I know is that I'm always Cherokee. No matter where I go, no matter what I do, I am Kituwa. And I am proud that we as the Indian people are taking back our culture. We're taking back what belongs to us. We're even reclaiming our land. And so I appreciate that. And I appreciate what these men do. These men come and represent our people all the time. So I do say thank you. We're going to dance a couple dances. And they're going to go and ask some of you to dance. And if you say no and if you run, they will chase you down and hit you with something. So I'll ask these men if they will get themselves a partner. We're going to do a bear dance. And I'm going to ask you Lambert, he's got his lovely wife here. Bring your wife out here, bring her, you partner up. And John Davis, man, John Davis has done a great job. You know, John Davis is a military man. He's been in the Navy, right? 20 years? He's a 20-year veteran. I'm going to ask him to find him a partner. And you can leave this down. He's all dressed up. Just sit right there if you don't mind. John Davis, I'm going to find you a partner, all right? Juanita Wilson. There she is. Come on up. Oh. Juanita? I'll just find yourself a partner here. I am looking for Forrest. Where is Forrest? There, Forrest. All right. I'm going to ask Forrest. He's one of our kind of our wilderness guys, and I'm going to ask him to be a part of this. It's going to be man, woman, and we're going to do the bear dance. Bear dance is one of our fun dances. You know, we did the war dance to start this, but it just lets people know we're here to do our business. And what's going to happen is I want you to really act it out. Get those paws up, really hunch over, move like the bear, act like the bear. Now, remember, they're taking pictures of you, so do a good job. And when I shake that rattle, all you boys turn back to the girls and growl. This is our young little skinny steam bear dance. Here we go. Way-hee, way-hee, wah-hey, 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 wah-hey. How you doing, honey? Hee-yeah, hee-yeah. How you doing, honey? Hee-yeah, hee-yeah. How you doing, honey? Hee-yeah, hee-yeah. How you doing, hey, how you doing, hey, how you doing, hee-yeah, hee-yeah. Hey, y'all gonna, hey, y'all gonna, hey, y'all gonna. Hey yeah, hey y'all gonna, hey y'all gonna. Hey yeah, hey y'all gonna, hey y'all gonna, hey y'all gonna. Hey yeah, hey y'all gonna, hey y'all gonna. Hey yeah, hey y'all gonna, hey y'all gonna. Hey yeah, hey, hey y'all know what the game. Good legs to your hand. Everybody growl. I can't hear you. Yeah, it says, yeah, hey, wiggle away, yeah, hey, yeah, hey, wiggle away, 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 yeah, hey. Yeah, hey, wiggle away, yeah, hey. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're actually going to close on one dance. We're going to do the friendship dance. And I'm asking Mr. Bill Boyle to come out here. And where's Kim at? Kim, be on. Please come out. You'll be dancing. And Miss Ann Rogers, if you're out there somewhere, I know she was here earlier. Bring yourself a partner. Find one of these good-looking dudes and just go dance, all right? I'm asking Mr. Bill's respect for Phil. He was, come on, you brought your wife, right? Yeah. Bring her on. Marvel, bring Mr. Hatley with you. Everybody's Tommy Cave in his bright pink shirt. We want him to come on out. Well, I'm not going to call them. I got to work with those guys. All right. Very good. And Tanya Carroll, she's past Miss Cherokee. Put her to work. Putting her to work. You be dancing with me.
Did you get me a...
I mean, we need to get you a partner. Oh, all right. Very good. Now what's going to happen is, we're going to get started. I'm gonna sneak right in here. You know, as Cherokees, we like to yell. We let everybody know we're here to do our business. So when I raise my rattle in the air, we're all going to go, woo! Sound pretty good, right? And in the middle of the song, I'll say wahoo. You're going to say ahoo. Wahoo. Ahoo. Wahoo. Ahoo. Here we go. Appreciate that. You. Oh, that's my bad. Oh, we are. Oh, we are. I got it. Thank you very much. I don't know who's going to turn over, but I know they're going to be blessing our food here soon. And, I do want to thank everybody that came out. Appreciate everybody being here. Thank you very much.
Let's get the warriors and then do it.
She's right.
We're going to have the beloved man of the Cherokee, Mr. Jerry Wolf, bless our food. And then if you would let the elders come first, and then everyone else come from behind.
Thank you. I'd like to take a moment of silence for our armed forces, our men and women. Many of them are in the armed forces. They are our protectors.
Hey, can we have everybody's attention, please? Mr. Wolf asked if we could have a military silence or a silence for our military people.
Yeah? Any protectors here on earth, let's take a moment of silence for them, and we appreciate their service. And a lot of them are in danger. They're in danger always, like the highway patrolmen, the armed forces, our men and women. Let's take a moment of silence. Ogi Loda, Galana Tihain, Galabo Kiuga Seski, Esai. Alego Iga Tagali, Otoleli, Alesco Dileka, Ijanel, Otoleli, Megagos, Iranela Naha, Otoleli Kong, Rodwisha, Dotanai, Oswo, Otoleli Kong, Niayo Han, and Terasaki. Today, Galabo, I said, she said, she legal speech, we said, all to you, softly, you, Thursday. Gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you for your creation, the earth, and the days, and our lives. And we have so much to be thankful for, Father. Many times we do not realize we're being blessed, but we are being blessed every moment of our lives. That is the reason we're here, Father, because of your help and you giving us strength. And we also ask your blessing for the food that we're about to partake, to strengthen our bodies, that we may do thy will and thy words, and may it be satisfied to your kingdom. And Father, thank you, thank you, thank you. Bless all these things in thy name. Amen. Amen.
Thank you very much, sir. Now the elders would please make your way up here to the table. Start over there to the far end. Grab your plate, your utensils, and just make your way down. I'd like to thank Granny's Kitchen for coming out and catering this event. Thank you very much.